Hello everyone, this is Daryl20 and welcome to episode 48 of Daryl20's All the Mod 7 Skyblock, where it is currently midnight, or just past midnight, as you can see by me looking straight up, and we have less than 50% of our radioactive waste barrel. Barely less, but less nonetheless. Meaning that we should be fine to let this thing run. It is a good way to test, right? Look straight up. When the moon passes where your cursor is, it means that it's past midnight, and as long as you're below 50%, in your barrel, it means that you will be able to make it a full night with this thing not running. Because remember, the solar neutron activator only runs during the day. So that's pretty cool. Between episodes, did a little quick automation, added fluorite dust to my black ender chest, set it up to insert 32 fluorite dust, extract polonium into the white ender chest, little bit of energy thing going on here, and then also set up down here my radioactive waste barrels. Simple, straightforward, so that all the spent nuclear waste can go in there. And as you can see, it's all empty, because remember, spent nuclear waste, and regular nuclear waste for that matter, in a radioactive waste barrel eventually decays over time. So what we'll see here is hopefully I put 64 barrels down there, figured a stack of them would be easy. I'm pretty sure that means that it'll keep up with the production of the waste so that it'll always decay, and then we should be fine. Yeah, so polonium does not decay in a waste barrel. But remember, all these gases, if they leak into the environment by way of breaking the pipes that they're in, breaking the containers they're in, whatever, negative effects in the chunk, so be careful of that. But long story short, it means that we now have polonium, which is cool. So if we go into our quests now, remember, Master of the Sky, the Nexium emitter, right? That's what we've been after this whole time. Let's get rid of all these things and look at the Nexium emitter. So the main thing, we wanted the netherite block, but we wanted the solar charging unit, which is going to be these bad boys. You. Let's get some alloys. I don't know, 100 sound cool? Sure, why not? So then we want... And then we also want some glass panes. Cool. Energy tablets times, I don't know, I'm not really mathing this out. I probably should, but meh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turns into one of these. Cool. Which turns into one of these. We just need a module base, which we can get because we have the HDPE sheets now, which is good. And you're good, and you're good, and then you are good to go, minus the netherite block. So as soon as that netherite block is done doing its thing, we should be cool for Master of the Skies, which is cool to me. That puts us one step closer to having the creative mode stuff that we need. So let's start looking into some of the other creative mode things that we need to get going in order to reach the ATM star. Good deal? All right. Master of the Undead. That sounds cool. So we're going to need the nether star blocks. We're going to need some Charms of the Wither, gravitational module units, which needs antimatter pellets. So we do have to get into antimatter. Maybe that should be one of the things that we focus on next, only because, you know, we're pretty close to having that stuff. And we could just take our polonium that we're making here out of our solar neutron activator, which I might move back a block. That would probably be a smart move. Let's move it back a block. Does that sound cool? I'm pretty sure I can do this, right? Normal. And that should empty this out, and that should, once it hits daytime, which, by the way, we are filling up a little bit inside of our nuclear waste thing here, but that's probably because this is full, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As soon as daytime hits and we burn through this stuff, I get to move this back, and then we'll be in a better place. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Emptied. So we've got a little bit of nuclear waste. It might hurt a little bit to break this block, but it's such a tiny amount. What is this? What is this effect? Geiger counter, please. Can't be that bad, right? It was a super tiny amount. What are you talking about? It was 0.3. It was 3 millibuckets. It was the tiniest little smidgen. Killing me, Smalls. It'll dissipate over time, but I'd really like to know, like, what is up right now? Why are we so grumpy? Shouldn't be that bad. Alright, so now you should be draining into here. You're making your polonium pellets for me, which is cool. Boy, that is far more radiation than I would have expected for 0.3 millibuckets. Right? Isn't that, like, way worse than I would have expected? Also, this screen darkening is a new effect, right? Like, that's different. I've not seen that before. I'm not too worried about it, because it is a very small amount. Yeah, I'm just surprised it's so much for such a small amount of nuclear waste that I released. Meh. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Like I said, it'll dissipate pretty quickly. What do I need from Mechanism to see my... Is it a dosimeter? Radiation dose? Yeah, it should dissipate over time. Yeah, the radiation dose for me is going to be consistent. I'm just surprised that I'm, like, taking damage from such a small amount. Is there a thing I can do about radiation in Mechanism in terms of, like, the dose? So, like, a anti-radiation stuff? I don't remember from Mech. There might be? Oh, so it's 60 is what's going to cause damage, and I'm at 255. So probably the easiest way to deal with this is to just die. I would wager. Probably the best way. If I took these out of here, I should stop eating, and therefore stop healing, and therefore die. That's probably your best bet. I don't want to die. I'm assuming drinking milk will do nothing. Oh, that's latex. That's not milk. Don't drink that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, I'm gonna probably maybe just wait it out. It shouldn't be that long. It's kind of long. Probably like 10 or 15 minutes, but I'll be back. Yeah, no, I got impatient and decided to just... Because if you die, it'll remove the effect. So that was a good time. Hey, I got rewards for dying. Cool. And it looks like a few curios... Most of my curios went back to where they belong, except the battery one, which is interesting. But you also went into a curio slot, which I don't think you were in before, right? I don't think so. Okay, so anyway, dosimeter now measures nothing, which is where we want to be. Let's go see... No flight problems, yes. How's this looking over here? Is this in a bad way? A little bit. I should get a radiation suit or something. Not terrible. Alright, cool. So you're processing all this stuff. Yeah, so we've cleared out all the polonium that we need now. Great. Let's get ready for antimatter cooking. That will probably live in this chunk. That's what I'm going to say. That should be cool. So let's go get ready to make everything we need for the SPS. Does that sound like a plan? So what was I at before? Okay, so I guess green is where we want to be. Gray is not a big deal. Yellow is when it gets bad. All right. So either make a radiation suit for going over there or just be careful. Probably should make a radiation suit, to be fair. Yeah, I knew we needed plutonium for something. That's going to be an isotropic centrifuge. We need that for the SPS casing. I knew we would need it for something. So let's get one of those. And so you're going to have an isotropic centrifuge. You're going to probably get some kind of redstone control-y bit. I probably want a radiation suit. There's the mecha suit. I should probably make... Yeah, hazmat needs orange, huh? Luckily, I have all the dyes in the world. So 1... Hey, 2... 3... and 4. Yoinks and yoinks. All right. No more of a concern with radiation. Especially radiation. It's such a small amount, but it's still more than I would have expected from 3 millibuckets. But whatever. So what we want to do then is have a isotropic centrifuge who will, for gases, output on the left and input on the bottom. For item... Do we need items for this one? No. Actually, yeah, so you should be going... Not there, but here is where you should live. You should be getting power at some point. And then we want the lever in between the two. That's usually how I do it. And I'll make it so that you inverted, you normal. So when I flip the lever, you stop running and you start running. Got it? And then... Let's get some pressurized tubes. Cool. And then you're going to need energy. And then when I flip the lever, you will stop running and you will start running. And you will be making plutonium, which is cool. And then we can get plutonium from our pressurized reaction chamber. Needs another one of these. And done. Cool. And then you will be side config output there. Well, actually, purple on the top, fluids, gases will be output on the left with eject on. So then what we want, we can probably link these. I don't think I ever did. And then for fluids, you can input everywhere, right? Yes, good. Okay. So first things first, I would like you to do this. And you should, for gases, be outputting out the front. Cool. There comes the plutonium. On the down will be a fluid insert. Side config fluids, input on the top. There you go. Water comes in, plutonium comes in. We're going to want to insert on black, I believe. That should insert chlorite dust. We want to give you energy. Boom. And then we want to extract on white. And now we should be getting plutonium. Cool. Easy peasy. Look at that. Look at it go. That is cool beans. Yeah? All we need to do is speed and energy upgrade. Now you're producing plutonium like nobody's business. You know what? We could probably use another batch of those. So that's energy. Let's do the same for speed. And as soon as energy's done, speed will go. Because they use the same ingredients mostly. There you go. Plutonium for days. Nice. Alright, now I need 60 SPS casings. So I'm going to let that run for a few. Did I do both of the SPS dudes here? I did. Cool. So I need 3 ports. Let's do the ports first, because you know that's going to be using casings. Cool. So all the HDPE sheets, which we should have plenty of HDPE, so we should be cool. So 3 ports. We need 60 casings, which means we need to wait for some plutonium and polonium. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go AFK for a few minutes, let a bunch of plutonium and polonium produce so that we can make the SPS casing and then cruise. Sound cool? All right, back in a minute. All right, so we've got enough plutonium now, but we need to get more polonium. We need actually a healthy amount of it. So what I'm going to do is work on something else while we're waiting. That sound like a plan? So what else can I get for this wither compass? So nether star blocks. How are we for 2x nether star blocks? We actually have some. I forget how many we needed, but we have a decentish amount. And plenty of nether stars too while we're at it. 4,300-ish nether stars. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And we're actually coming along nicely here. We're about a third, a little bit more than a third of the way towards our 5x netherite block. And that's just doing its thing too, right? No, it's off because I had to make more uranium. I had to make more uranium. So the only downside to this is when this is set to ignored, he's going to run the gravel constantly. And it kind of breaks the whole automation thing I did, because gravel is just constantly going in there. And yeah, when all of a sudden he needs more uranium, he's going to throw sand in there, but he's throwing gravel in so darn fast that, yeah, it's rough. I might put gravel on like a separate, slower timer. Like if I made gravel go in every 10 ticks, just the gravel bit, that might be cool. That might be cool. That might be cool. We'll see. We'll see. For now, I'm just going to let it chill and do its thing, and now you should be back to making lots of netherite. So with that cooking, what else do we need for this bad boy? Charm of Wither 2, just need some wither potions. That looks pretty straightforward. We can just make those when we want. We need antimatter for these guys. We need wither glyphs. So we do have to get into Ars Nouveau. We do have to get into Ars Nouveau. That's a tier 3 glyph. So we're definitely going to have to get into Ars Nouveau. I don't know if I want to get into Ars Nouveau this episode, but it's something to note that we do need to get into that. That's funny, I didn't realize that. Dark Nether Star blocks is just obsidian ingots from Forbidden and Arcanus, which is fine and doable. Unobtainium blocks, we should be alright there. We have to go kill the Snow Queen, so we have to finish the Twilight Forest. Alright, understood. That needs antimatter and a nuke, and some obtainium block times 3, so that's pretty expensive. Quantum Catcher. That seems doable. That seems doable. All right, that one's definitely not too bad. There were a few things in there. Wow, we need a lot of 4x blocks here. That's a lot of things. Okay. I feel like emeralds we should be probably making sure we're not voiding right now. Is that fair? We are not voiding emeralds. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a couple more diamond upgrades. So that's just going to be a lot of stuff. Just kind of investigating what else we need to get into here. Because Master of Dimensions had a lot of clay, soul sand, netherrack, endstone, blackstone, red sand, and obsidian. 2 red sands, huh? Okay. All the compressed. And it's 4x's of them. So not terrible, but also definitely a lot. Master of Fire. That looks completable now? Am I missing something? That looks very doable. Let's just get that knocked out then. What do you say? I think that's doable. Alright, so for the Rune of Muspelheim, we need Wrath, Summer, and Fire. Do we have any Wrath? We should, because remember we killed so many Gaia Guardians, we got a bunch of these dudes. That is not what I meant to do at all. Wrath, Summer, and Fire for the third time. And then Magma Block and Nether Brick. Easy peasy. Alright, quest completed, Master of Fire. Done and done. Oh, that would be an easy one. I figured there needed to be a few low-hanging fruit, kind of easy to do right now, guys. And I was correct about that. Hooray. Sweet. So over here is we will put that nifty-looking sword. Awesome. All right, that's one done. This requires getting into Create. So Create and Ars Nouveau are two mods that we haven't touched yet that we definitely need to get into. Master of Creation needs a creative essence. Let's see where we are with that. So it looks like I can actually craft the Insanium blocks that I need for that. How about Insanium gemstone blocks? I should probably... Because I think you know how to make gemstones? Prosperity shard gems? Maybe not. So let's math this real quick. 36? Because I don't think we need to automate this crafting, right? I believe that to be true. Because if we want creative essence, it's Insanium gemstone blocks, which should therefore be 72 Insanium. Apparently we have enough for that. Apparently we have enough for that. I feel like we had just enough for that. But enough nonetheless. So you're doing a bunch of crafting, I assume? Are you? Are you actually crafting or no? Yeah, you are. It's just moving so fast you can't tell. But it's definitely cooking, see? And now you're doing the Prudentium crafting. Cool. That's not bad. Yeah, no, it's moving. It's moving. It's just moving so fast. But that's what happens when you have like operations happening per tick. You can't visually see them. Because in the same tick, it's crafting it and extracting it, and crafting it and extracting it, and then inserting a new one. So it's happening super fast. All within the same tick, so your screen doesn't even refresh. Neat. All right. So that should be the Insanium gemstone blocks that we need to get creative essences. I think. So once you've knocked out... yeah, this will be a few minutes. So let's just come back when all the crafting's done. Is that cool? Yeah. All right, so while this crafts, which is pretty close to done now, I think the greens are pretty much wrapping up. Nice. Sweet. And now it's making all the tertiums and the blues, which works for me. Let's just look real quick at what else we've got quest-wise that we might be able to knock out. Master of Reality. So that's doable. That's doable. That might not be bad. Enderium blocks ×3 sounds like a really long crafting process. Though this doesn't look too bad. Doable, probably? Okay. And what else do we got here? Master of Alchemy. Supremium Furnace. So that's not too bad looking. Uranium block ×5. That should probably be doable with, yeah, with what I've got set up. That doesn't look too terrible. Eternalist Fuel block, nuclear reactor from That should be doable too. Okay. Yeah, I think we're close-ish. We're pretty close-ish, at least. Let's get this one knocked out, because he's pretty much done. Nice. Now we're cooking in the home stretch. That's cool. That and that. So if we look at our Insanium blocks, we've got almost the 4 Insanium blocks, and then a few of these guys, which I assume is just this. So the Insanium blocks are now done, and these just have to craft out the last of the Insanium essences. And then we should be good to make the Creative Essence, which I like the sound of. Insanium gemstones. Yeah, I think I mathed that correctly. So we're at 54. Pretty sure I did all this right. I'm amazed that I actually had this much Inferium. But to be fair, I haven't touched Inferium in a while. And, you know, I've been accumulating it for a while. All right, so that should be 72 of those, which should compress down into these, which should make that. I just need to borrow my Master Infusion Crystal real quick. Did I put it in here? I did. Cool. Creative Essence. Boom. Now, I don't think this actually is in any way, like, does anything. Am I right about that? Am I right that this doesn't actually do anything? Like, I need it to make the ATM star, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think I can like do anything with it elsewise that would make it useful, which is a bummer. Like, you know, it would be cool if there was like something neat within mystical agriculture you could use it for, but that's okay. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're actually really close to being halfway done with all the creative stuff. So let's plan out what we'll do next. You don't look too bad, like I said, but you're going to need a lot of Enderium blocks. Yeah, you're going to need a significant amount of Enderium block times 3. And Enderium is auto-craftable at the moment, though I did remove Platinum from the auto-crafting list, didn't I? Yes. Is there another way to get Enderium? Probably not. That's okay. We could probably just kick this off and let it go. Let's see what we can get crushing factory-wise. How about we'll move the tin dust out for platinum? And then we should be cool with this. So let's math out real fast, or what we could do if we wanted to. So Enderium blocks. 1x. 2x. React? Can I just kick this off now? So we need a lot more platinum, and we need a lot more ender pearls, and a lot more lead. Okay. Let's find out. So first off, what I'm going to do is on the opposite side of you, which is north, we're going to make lead. I guess 4096 is the max I let this number go up to. Okay, that's fine with me. Or maybe what I could do is just, how about on the opposite side of you, we don't do lead. Cool. So now you're allowed to accumulate all the lead you want. That's also a solution, right? Yeah, that works for me. All right, so lots of lead production fixed. Platinum, where do I get platinum from? Aside from EMC. Platinum might be EMC only. I think it is. I mean, when I say EMC only, I mean no sieving. I think we could probably laser it up. Yeah, we could. Platinum has an EMC of 2048. So what I could do, let's get platinum in here. Right? How much platinum did I need for that Enderium times 3? I need 1563. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. If I temporarily changed you to be platinum, that should be doable? Yes, except you need to insert... Let's make you a high priority, and then on the opposite side of you could be an insert. Cool. And then we're making lots of platinum. How cool is that? How cool is that? Okay. Ender pearls. We're going to need more ender pearls. Is that really all the ender pearls we have? From this whole farm running this whole time? Do ender pearls hit BMC? They do. They do. So we could do the same thing, really. We could just have an ender pearl chest dude here. And then you're sitting pretty close to that 2k limit. Yeah, so let's just swap you out with ender pearls then. And then what I'm thinking, we probably want a couple diamond upgrades. Cool. So what I'm going to do is between episodes, I'm going to kick off the crafting of the Enderium 3X. I think we all know that's just going to be a long wait for the craft to finish kind of deal. So we'll let that go. And for now, Devil20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. A few more ender pearls, a little bit more lead, and then we should be good. And don't forget I could always EMC the lead if I needed to. For now, Devil20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.